Hello guys, it's me Karthik. Hope you guys are doing really good. So in our previous video, we have discussed about asynchronous example with the help of HTTP client, right? So there we have learned about how we can send a asynchronous request and how we can get the response into the computable future. Okay, so why asynchronous future came into picture is because of its non-blocking nature. Okay, so to test this functionality here, what we are going to do is we are going to send a multiple request, and at the same time we will try to process the response when and then it came. Okay, so I have one endpoint here. Okay, and here I have sent a data, right? So similarly this no, we'll build 3 to 4 endpoints on the same with a different name. Okay, name value, and we will try to hit at the same time and get the responses. Okay, so we are using HTTP client, right? So this entire this code I will put it in a git so that it's easy for you guys to check it out. Okay, so let me get started here. Public void, let's keep as of now void, later we'll try to change. Okay, send multiple request. Okay, something like this. And here what are the things I needed to have? I need to build three things: HTTP request, client, and the response, right? So in order to build HTTP request here, okay, since I'm going to have multiple URLs, what I will do is I'll create a reusable method, something like this: private HTTP request, no, from HTTP request with the help of URI. Okay, so URI is nothing but URI. Okay, and here HTTP request dot new builder dot build. Okay, so this here first let's set our URI here, then it is a get call, right? So I kept get here, and this is nothing but my HTTP request. So I simply return this directly, and we know that we are going to pass multiple, right? So I need to take a list here. So list of URI, let's say like endpoints list is equal to new array list. Okay, endpoint list dot add of, let me pass on this here. What I am doing is I am simply sending the simply hard coding this value. Either that way you can do, or else what you can do is you can try to get the request in a form of from the input, and you can do. Okay, so simply I don't want to make it too complicated, that's why I'm doing something like this: new URI of this URI. I need to add exception to the method signature. Okay, so where is that? Yeah, here. Good. Now similarly you copy paste it. Let's create 4 times here. Name 1, 2, 3. Okay, now I have this, right? So endpoints list dot stream dot map. Okay, so here let me take something called URI, and let's do something like this here. Okay, this is nothing but my URI. Okay, so before hit that, what we need to have, we need to have HTTP client object, right? So let's form that client is equal to HTTP client dot new builder dot build. Okay, since we are hitting multiple requests, let's try to add a threads to this. Okay, so for that purpose I am taking executor service. Let's say like executor service is equal to executors dot new fixed thread pool of 5. Okay, so this will create a threads, okay, from the thread pool. So that I am adding over here, like executor is nothing but executor service, and later you can add a version as well, something like http version 2, and you can set the timeout as well here. Okay, but I don't want to set timeout as of now because these are very these are hosted by someone, so it might lead to timeout exceptions, so that's why I'm not adding. Okay, then client dot send asynchronous request. Okay, this is I'm interested in. Now in asynchronous request, what you need to have, you need to have the request object as well as uh, see here asynchronous request, you need to have request object and the response. So request object I have already framed here, right? So form http request whatever the URI I have. Okay, this I am forming. Then here HTTP response dot body handlers dot .offString. Okay, here let me keep like this. Now this one is nothing but this one is going to return us computable future, right? So that computable future I am taking the response directly, that is http response body of body, right? Okay, then here we have the map, right? So let's collect here, okay, as collectors dot to list. Okay, now I have this. Let me try to introduce a local variable here. Now you could see this, right? So in order to make it more clear, you see here what we are doing is we are looping through these endpoints, and for each endpoint we are sending a asynchronous request here, and that request, this one is going to return us computable futures, so that we are getting that response and adding them each response as a list here. Okay, now we have this list, right? So what we can do is let's iterate over here computable future. So let's iterate over this response, right? So let's say like response list. Okay, since it is a list, let me iterate it over here like response in response list. Okay, now for each response, let me try to get that. Okay, so this is nothing but a computable future, right? So from here I need to extract the actual response. So, and since it is a for loop, it will become more than one, right? So let me create a list of string here. Okay, let's say like actual response list, because response list is already there. So response list is equal to new array list of responses. Okay, so this I can use it over here. So this is going to return us object, so I'm adding that here. Okay, and there will be some exception, we need to add it. Okay, I think we are good to go. Now let's return all the responses directly, and this method, now let's change the void to response list. Okay, now in order to test it, what you need to do, you need to add it to the controller. Okay, so I have already added here a similar method. So service dot here send multiple request. That's what we are doing it, right? Send multiple request. Yes, this guy. Okay, so I am good to go here. Let me try to run this application. Okay, so in the meantime I need to form my endpoint, right? So http colon localhost of 9013 slash http slash, I think it started, get all the responses. So you could see here we got the list of each responses, isn't it? Yep, this each response, what you can do is you can convert it to the Pojo with the help of object mapper as well. So this is a small demo that I wanted to show you how we can send multiple requests here with the help of send asynchronous. Okay, so I hope you guys could able to understand. Thank you.